Hi, gentle people. It is Wednesday, March 20th, or it will be tomorrow. I'm filming this a day early because we have a snow day. And I'm going to do 3 parts to my video, and this is the first part right here. Her name is Calypso, after the sea goddess, or Kali for short, which, funnily enough, is also an Indian goddess. So, she's a very powerful little kitten, and really cute. And she's going to chill with me while I make this video today. Okay, so the second part of the video today is about a movie I watched called The Fall. And The Fall is set in 1920s in Los Angeles. There's a little girl in a hospital, and she broke her arm, and she is waiting to get better. So she meets another patient in the hospital who is a stuntman who hurt himself doing like a too crazy stunt. So they become friends, and he starts telling her the story. And about half of the movie is the little girl imagining the story that the man is telling her. And as the movie goes on, it gets a little more complicated, and the story and the real life get kind of interwoven, and it's trippy and artistic and weird. But the parts where you're seeing the little girl's imagination of the story is beautiful. Like, cinematography, scenery, costumes, everything. It's gorgeous, and I loved it. So everyone should watch that movie. It's on Netflix, The Fall. Watch it. Go forth. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to talk about is actually what I wrote my senior essay about, and I thought I should talk about something that is not myself. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about funding for NASA. See, funding for NASA has gone down since the end of the space race. Since the 1970s, it's gone down steadily. This is the lowest it's ever been. It's at like 0.46% of the budget, I think, so that's like not even half a penny out of every dollar that the government spends. And so there's an organization called Penny for NASA, which is trying to get it increased to 1% of the budget. So it would be a penny out of every dollar spent by the government. And so the two main reasons that people don't really like the idea of giving more money to NASA is that, one, they say, oh, but we have so many problems to fix here. And the other is that, oh, we can't afford it right now. But the thing is, when people say, oh, we don't have, we should be spending our money on space, we should be spending it on Earth, that is based on a false assumption that there's no connection between what NASA does in space and how it helps the people on Earth. It helps people on Earth so much. I cannot even tell you how many inventions have been made because of research that NASA's done or have come directly from NASA's technology. Like, there's like medical stuff, there's like MRIs, CAT scans, laser eye surgery, tons of stuff. There's food packaging, there's, oh my god, like better brake linings, solar panels, more efficient fuel cells, like literally so many things that you can think of. The whole thing with just making technology more powerful. First of all, that was a trend that started with NASA. Making technology smaller is a trend that started with NASA because it had to, be able to take it up into space. So all these tiny little cell phones that we have now probably would not. No one would have thought of even taking technology to that place if it hadn't started with the space race. And so it's really kind of retarded to say, oh, but NASA, why should we spend our money in space when we could spend it here and help people? Like, no, it does help people a lot, so much. And the other thing that people say is that we don't have the money right now, which is understandable because we've just been through a huge recession and all that. But honestly, we do have the money. Because we're only talking about 1% of the budget here. But we have the money. If you think about all the things that the government does with their money, that's a complete waste. If you think about all the bailouts and stuff that have been going on, then you realize that we do have the money, but it's just a matter of distribution and how we use it. And I think NASA's a pretty good use for it. Because right now, what NASA's doing is just tiny little projects that cheap projects that they can get done on the budget that they have. So it's like satellites, probes, nothing manned, and working with asteroids and stuff instead of the big things like going to the moon or going to Mars, stuff that would actually make a difference, or big difference. And so instead, private companies and foreign space industries are the ones doing all the big stuff, but you can't, and it's not even as if that's a terrible thing, because if someone should be doing it. If it's not going to be us, it should be someone. But private companies are always functioning, one, to make a profit, and two, so they're only going to be doing things that are risk-free. And the kind of really big jumps in space exploration that bring the sort of benefits that I was talking about before that we got from the space race last time, private companies aren't probably going to be doing that kind of thing. And, foreign space industries, I'm so honestly glad that someone on this planet is still looking to get off of it, because it's important, and I honestly believe that at some point in the future we're going to need to move, just expand the human race. But if that sort of thing is going on, then we should be part of it. Like, that's the kind of thing you want your country to be involved in. Yeah, and also the things that are going on, the type of research that's going on with the private companies and with the foreign industries, and that NASA's kind of in, but could be in more if we had more money. It's all wicked fascinating, because there's like people suggesting sending a 3D printer to the moon to print the moon base for us, out of to take the moon dust and print it into blocks and make a moon base out of it. And there's a private company, this is actually happening, it's confirmed, there's a private company contracted to make an inflatable extension for the International Space Station. So it's literally just going to be a balloon, pretty much. It's not metal like the other parts of it are, and they're saying that it's actually going to be better, like a better construction material than metal. And just in that material alone, that one thing that we know is going to happen within the next 2 years, there's so many things you can do with it, because they're making plugs out of it for subway stations in New York so that it won't flood again so easily. And it just kind of blows my mind when I think about everything that NASA already has done and NASA could do for us, and then the fact that we're not funding it even a tiny little bit makes me really sad. So, yes. And my cat is squealing like a squealy thing. Okay, so that is everything for today, and I hope you're all having a lovely snow day. Well, you already will have had a lovely snow day by the time I post this, but you know what I mean. Have a good future day, and me and Calypso say goodbye, and I love you all.